First of all, I want to say thank you to the fans. That was a great turnout. 49,000 folks there at the game and created that atmosphere for us. It was great. It was a great venue. Thank the Citrus Bowl for allowing us to come down here and the hospitality and the quality of the things did to set this game up for us. It was great. Look forward to coming back in the fall. Really do. Saying that, I was very proud of our team today. I thought there was some good things, bad things, like a spring game, like you would be when you divide up communication. Guys used to not play with certain guys, but I saw a lot of great competition, and more importantly, I saw a lot of resilience. What I mean by that is guys would make plays and all of a sudden make a mistake instead of going in the shell, come back and make another play. I was very proud of that, and that's part of growing up as a young player, because you always want everything to be perfect when you're young. You want it, but when you get older, you realize I got to make it perfect. Because sometimes the other teams on scholarship too. They make a play, and you got to be able to bounce back and handle those adversities. And very proud of that. I thought you saw some of the potential of this football team at times, and you saw some of the youth of this football team. I think this is a very unique team. I've said it all spring, where we're experienced, but we're still young. We still only have 12 seniors, but we have 17 starters coming back, which is a great thing. But at times, your consistencies, and we've got some guys out, but you saw some flashes of those guys, and we have a chance to have a very good football team if we do a lot of things in the offseason right and come into fall camp and get some guys healthy. But I thought the two young quarterbacks, it was great to see them in that 2-minute drive respond back and forth, make plays. I told Travis Rudolph, and that was a great thing. Travis is, I've said all spring, been one of the most dominant guys we've had all spring, played great football. But then all of a sudden, we couldn't get him to football. Sometimes when you're a selfish player, you become unhappy and you get a bad attitude. He just kept playing, and all of a sudden he had a chance to make 3 or 4 plays in the fourth quarter, didn't, and had a chance to make a game-changing play to tie the game, and he put you in the lead and he did that. That's the maturity I'm talking about, and the steps we have to take. Sometimes you maybe didn't have a 150 yard. To me, sometimes it just doesn't happen that way. And that's what I'm talking about. You saw Ryan Green flash at times. You saw Jacquez, and Jacquez had some nice runs, hard runs in there. You saw some guys in the pass rush. You saw 9 rush at times. You saw 90. Boy, he felt good in there. I could see him make plays. Derek Nani, some of those young front guys, those backers, and I'm very pleased. And again, I thought Ricky Arguello had a solid day. We got his field goals were good. To put him in that situation, be able to kick a pressure, it ties the game. You can't ever do that. It was great to see him go out there and make a long field goal. So I was very happy that way. We got a lot of work to do, but I'm very proud of where we're at, and we'll try to head that way and get through summer and fall camp. Question?
Those young quarterbacks playing in front of 50,000 people, how do you feel they handled that?
I did. On the field, that's why I like to stand behind that huddle, because I can feel their presence. If they're lost, if there's no leadership, and then they were both. Malik's issues that he's not going to know as much as DeAndre. Just making sure he got the signals was the big thing. And once he got it, knew what to do, he was in charge. And I thought DeAndre, I think he did a great job keeping his poise through the whole game. I really did.
What did you see from Auden tape today, and what his progress all spring?
Good. Now I'm going to tell a story on Auden. He missed a signal on that last play on that fade. He's supposed to run a deep slant, and he didn't see the signal. He ran it. But here's a great example. He ran the fade, and here's what I was saying where 12 grew up. Usually when you're a young quarterback, the guy don't do what you're supposed to do. You just freeze up and don't do anything. He reacts, and then Auden made a phenomenal. The play itself was phenomenal. That was a great play. But you saw his body size. You see what he has a chance to be, and he's got to get better. He'll keep polishing those routes, but that big body, those hands, he can be a weapon for you.
Those final couple of drives for the 2 young quarterbacks, I guess specifically, what did you see that was impressive?
First of all, poise. They were in charge and command of everything they did. And there was not any poor decisions. You know what I'm saying? They weren't careless with the ball as far as where they were going with it, making the right decisions. And when, and understanding, we do a lot of times when you're going 2 minutes with no timeout. So your decisions have to change about where you can dump the ball down. When you have timeouts and they play in those zones, you can dump it down and then, use your timeouts and they don't make a first down and you get momentum going in 2 minutes. So I thought from those standpoints, from their decision making and management things, I was very pleased with that. And then they had a chance to make plays, they made them.
Where is your quarterback situation heading into the fall? McGuire's going to be back in June, I guess.
Oh yeah, and Sean will be right there, and he'll go back up to one, and they'll all compete for it. They're all going to compete for it in fall camp. So I'm anxious. The more we put in that mix, the better.
Although Derek seemed to flash a little bit. Hoskins, how do you look?
He did. He made some nice plays. Fitted to run a little bit. Had fitted to run a little better today than he had been. I was trying to get him to trigger and be downhill a little more. But for Derek, you saw last year at times, he was our best linebacker. And I'm not taking anything away from the other 2 guys. He really flashed, and last year was really becoming that player. I think he has a chance to be a really, really good player.
How nice was it to see the Orlando guys, Patrick, Hoskins, Arguello, play well in front of
and have significant roles right here in their home stadiums. It was great for them to come back. They were excited to play. They were like little kids when they were. I keep forgetting they still are little kids. And we're glad they don't want to hear that, but it was great to see them do it in front of their home fans, and be right, it really was. And they all had significant roles in the game, you're right. I wish we could have got Kermit a few more balls, but I know what Kermit can do, I'm not worried about that.
You were talking about resiliency.
One second.
DeAndre made a couple early mistakes.
Yep.
Couple picks. Is that what you're talking about? He came back.
Yeah, it came right back. And the first one was a great, we should have, here's what makes me mad. We're second one and try to run it in and don't make it in. And the third one, could have ran it again. He made the right decision to threw the ball a hair short, trying to be, just perfect and, missed good. And then the biggest one was the one before half. Because we were ahead, you have points, even if you don't see, he didn't see the back. He just lost sight of him when the guy flashed. I was standing behind him, I know, but you can't do that. And, but then he bounced right back and played a great job and moved us in 2 minutes and made good decisions. I think what I was really proud of him too, he stood in there on third down and made third down throws and reads on, had some critical 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 10s. And that's the hardest part for a young quarterback. And then he's going to be a really good play action deep ball guy.
Was today a good capture Ryan Green's return to the running back position?
I hope so, because he got a chance to help us. He's an electric guy, he's got speed, he's got size, he's got good hands out of the backfield. And then like this a few times, there was one in that 2 minute, I wanted him to sit down, or DeAndre was trying to throw it, he didn't look quick. And it was the only, but those things going to come in time. But you saw when he gets the ball in his hand, and he ran some really good patient runs, especially in that first half. Inside runs, not just outside runs, inside and tackle that, with Jacquez and Dalvin, those guys, I'm very pleased with.
Jimbo, you guys are going to be back here in September. What did this opportunity the last couple of days kind of help prepare you for?
Well, I just think it prepares you to know where you're going. Anytime you know, if you've been in the building you're going to play in, stayed in the hotel or slept in those beds and know kind of what to expect, I think it never hurts. You know what I'm saying? And we got killed 2 birds with one stone. We got down there to see our fans there in the middle of Florida, and then we also got to have a pregame run like we're going to prepare for in the fall.
What did you like from your offensive line? What do you want to see improve upon?
Still more, surge and push on some short yardage situations and goal line. We didn't get into it, but we still got to get some more surge in that area. We picked up blitzes. We understood where we were coming from. Got beat a couple times, but we still got to be more consistent because it don't matter. When those guys can give you time, especially when you have skill and the quarterbacks can get the ball down the field, that's when you create big plays and put pressure on people. But at the end of the day, everybody says do it, but you got to protect it. Because all of a sudden, when you go, the momentum's changing. You take shots in the game, and you're trying to get that ball down the field, those big plays, which I love to do. But all of a sudden, that turns into a sack, and it's 2nd and 20 instead of that whole, you got to pick your moments. And the better we can get there, because Dalvin won't be able to run the football. They do a good job. And, the other guy in this game that I keep saying, not just him, but Ryan Izzo. You watch Izzo in this game. Izzo blocks, catches. He's getting to be a vertical guy. We missed him one time on a little big corner route down the field, but this guy's got a chance to be a really, really good football player for us.
How much is Derwin James kind of dominant player this season?
He really, and I'm going to tell you what, leadership, and it's like I try to talk to him, I get to spend a lot of time with he and Dalvin, some of those guys where they push past some things, seeing the big picture, what I'm always trying to accomplish in practice. You know what I mean? Not just winning the drill and doing things like that. And I think that's where he and Dalvin and some of those older guys are really incorporating these young guys into what we're trying to accomplish. When I challenge some of those guys, when I really get on them, or when I do a drill, or the defense may win a drill and I'll stop it now and put the offense back in the situation. He said, listen, he's just trying to test us. And those guys are doing a great job of sending my messages and understanding me and the big picture of our team. And that's what when you have great teams, there's always 3, 4, 5, it could be 2, sometimes there's 1, but 3 or 4 guys on that team that can send that coach's message to understand the big picture of what you're really trying to accomplish when you're playing really high championship level football. And he gets that. He has the IQ to get it, boy, he sees it. And he's doing a great job of relaying that message.
What does it say about him? You mentioned him as a leader, as an older guy. He hasn't been here a year yet.
Ain't no age. I didn't look in the dictionary and see an age limit on that. I didn't see no age restrictions. You know what I'm saying? You got guys going to the NBA out of high school. I didn't do that. But this guy, he just gets it. He's not only, Derwin's, the physical skills are crazy. He's unbelievably instinctive, but he's an intelligent guy. He's a very intelligent person, not just a football player. He's a great student. And then he's a great people person. Derwin's a fun guy to be around. You know what I mean? Guys just flock to him, and he has that charisma about him, and he's not selfish. That's the thing about it. He is not a selfish guy. Dalvin, those guys, some of our top guys are not selfish guys, and that makes it a lot easier.
Was that one of the league's better days in the spring?
Yeah, and he still was confused on some things. Right. He really was. That's what I told you all day. He don't always know what he's doing, but he's having to hit those guys he's throwing it to. That's a pretty good habit with that quarterback.
Is it normal for a kid to look maybe that feelings? He should still be in high school.
Yeah.
Playing on 50,000.
Why not? Sometimes they do. I mean, and I don't say this, and I'm not trying to down, but he's got a lot to work on too now. I mean, there's a lot of things he's got to figure out, learn how to study the game, and just the knowledge of the game. Because coming from some of the spread stuff, of really protections and things like that, but man, he's a very, very instinctive player on the field. You can see it.
Jimbo, Derwin was one of your MVPs. DeMarcus Walker was your other MVP for this year. What did he do so well?
DeMarcus, man, you talk about the other guy. You talk about reiterate your message and every day come to work. Those guys love to play. And because they love to play, they don't care how hard it is, how tough it is, they get better every day. And then I'm going to tell you what, both of them, when something goes wrong, they're jumping on people. And even offensive guys. I mean, you don't have to be, just because you're on defense can't lead on offense. You know what I'm saying? But James was a great example of a guy who used to do that all the time. And they do a great job. I mean, DeMarcus Walker, you saw him today, had a couple sacks, and we got him out of it. We don't need to see a lot of things he does. He plays the run and the pass very, very well. And he's a great team guy.
A little bit more on Ricky and just how unique Ricky Aguayo and how unique it is for him to get the experience, keeping in front of that many people, late in the game, that sort of thing.
Exactly, and I'm glad it popped in there that we were able to get that situation. I thought it might happen before, and then we hit that big third down on the run and popped it out there. And then, but you know, it worked out good. And I put time back on the clock because we weren't supposed to run the clock between possessions. They were running it even when we wasn't possessing. I didn't see it to the end of the game. So I get mad about somebody. Anyway, but that's why I put a couple more plays back because I wanted to get some of those situations in anyway.
Jimbo, what's this spring been like for Sean? Has he stayed involved? Sean
Extremely involved. Picking the team, he was the captain of one of those teams. He was the draft pick of the Garnet. He did all the drafting on that Garnet team, but he was the guy leading it. In the middle of practice, stands right there behind me, takes every rep from behind like he was playing, and then coaching the guys, helping the guys. I mean, he was extremely involved there. That surprised me because I just think there's, as I said before, it's not, if that's the rule, you want to go do it. But I just think it's opened up Pandora's box. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, so the spring game being played in Orlando, interesting situation, Dome getting renovated. Just what are your thoughts of schools that have snow, want to come down to Orlando? What do you think about other schools from across the country doing what you guys do?
Is he working for y'all? Is he working for y'all? Oh, I don't know. I mean, if you're allowed to do it, I guess if you're allowed to come off the campus or for whatever's going on. But if you can get a fan base, you gotta remember that too. Now, when you come down from the north, you're going to take a lot of fans out of it, but you may still have some here. But I mean, I got no problem with Tallahassee.
Jimbo, what's your evaluation on Chris Cash at practice?
They did a nice job. Chris got great potential. I mean, I'll be honest with you, probably should have did it a couple years ago. Because Chris has really got great ball skills. He catches the ball, was a great receiver out of high school. Probably something that could have been done a couple years ago, to be honest with you. Good player. I mean, he has good talent. He just got to learn the position. Hope he's got enough time.
Jimbo, Trey Marshall had a couple big hits, and Josh Sweat, did you like the physicality time? I did.
There were some thumps, and a lot more than was in our last one. I mean, guys really hitting guys, you saw sweating. I mean, I did. I thought, because you know what? Their juices got hot because they were wanting to compete against each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest thing I was happy about. Great. And y'all seen that locker room. Enthusiasm in the locker room before the game, going to the middle, halftime, after the game. And there was a lot of camaraderie out there afterwards after they did it. So I was very happy about all that.
Jimbo, how does this help you playing here and playing here again against Ole Miss in a recruiting standpoint?
I mean, recruiting standpoint, again, it's great to get down here. It makes it easier for some of those guys to come see us. I mean, we're down here all the time as far as recruiting, but then we do come down and play games. I mean, it doesn't hurt. This Orlando area has been very good to us lately in the recruiting world, and we love coming in here and recruiting. It definitely doesn't hurt when you come here and play.
Two more questions. Jimbo, when DeAndre saw the opportunity, broke free for a couple runs, how much does that?
I meant to say that. I was very pleased with the decisions he made in the pocket with his legs. You know what I'm saying? He scrambled and made some really. When that quarterback, all right, they're going to play certain coverages, and they can cover everybody down. And if that rush doesn't become disciplined, you can create those 1 or 2 first downs. He did that, I think, twice on third down. It was big third down conversions, and I don't know what he was on third down. What was it? Does anybody have what he was? That team was the gold team on third down.
Yeah, 13.
That's pretty good now. And that was one of the things I was extremely happy about. He did it with his legs and with his decisions, and I thought he did a nice job there. And that creates another problem with that defense.
He had a few turnovers as well. What did you see out of those? What did you tell him afterward?
Well, the first one just missed a little longer. He tried to be perfect on the one, you know what I mean? Just missed longer. The second was just a bonehead mistake with youth. I mean, didn't see the mic, didn't realize 2 minutes before the half. If we don't score and punt it, it's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? Don't get greedy. But then he responded back very well, and I was very pleased with that.
Allison?
Just to see all the old players come back.
Oh, it's great.
I mean, just how awesome is that?
that's what it's about. I mean, again, that's why you coach. And you know what I want them to say? I want to see these young guys, the legacy that was left by all these guys coming back. You know, and still what it means to them to be able to come back and be part of this family. And I want these young guys, these players, to appreciate and honor that and realize that could be them one day doing the things they got to do. And that's what you do when you have legacies and you push people and you just grow as an organization. I'm extremely happy about that, and I love it. And many times we can get those guys back, man. We owe them the brand name, and when we go out into schools across the country, that brand name goes to them. That's why, because of how they played, the legacy they left while they were here.
All right, we good?